Okay, guys, I was going to keep this video private, like I said in the main part of the video. But I thought maybe I better post this on my channel. Because if I keep it private and don't give it to anybody or show it to anyone, then how is it going to get to its intended destination if something would happen to me? So I am going to publish this and make it visible on my channel. So what you're going to see next is my message to potential adopter or adopters of my kiddos in the event that anything would happen to me. And this video was really hard to make, but I think it's necessary. I think that we all should do this. And I'm going to be having conversations with people this weekend about, what they can do to help and take care of my dogs if something happens to me. So, without further ado, you can watch the rest of this video, which is the video intended for potential adopters. Thanks. Hi, I'm Marcia. If you're watching this video, that means that something has happened and I'm no longer here, that I've passed on. And these are some things that you're going to need to know in order to care for my babies, for Hunter, Indy, and Emmi. And I'll go into each one of them a little bit about their likes and dislikes and what they need and things like that. So we'll start with Indy. My sweet Indy. I know I'm going to cry a little bit during this video, and I'm sorry for that. I just want you to know that I just want them to be loved as much as I love them. And I hope that there is some good-hearted soul out there. Maybe you're the one that will be that person. So let's get back to Indy. He was born November 9th, 2016. And as of today, he's still 8 years old. This is October 25th, 2025, when I'm making this video. In a few more short weeks, my boy will be 9 years old. And he's such a good boy. He was a little hellion when he was a baby. But he has turned into such a good boy. He plays hard. He wouldn't be recommended for a home with small kids. It's not that he loves kids, but he plays hard. He doesn't know his own strength and size sometimes. And my little great nephew, who's 7 years old, comes over to play with all three of the kids, all three of the dogs. I call them my kids. And he's a little bit fearful of Indy. Not a lot, but it's only because Indy, he gets so excited when they're playing, and he jumps, and he doesn't mean to, but he has sharp nails, and sometimes he scratches. But he is very gentle. He's a very, well, I wouldn't say gentle. He's a very kind-hearted dog. Very gentle soul, he is. He looks like he'd be a big bad meanie, but he's not. He doesn't like loud noises. Fireworks and gunshots terrify him. He loves to go for walks. He loves to swim. He likes to play fetch with the big jolly balls. Sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes he does. And he has his own bed here at home. in my spare bedroom. He has his own full-size bed. I guess he's a little spoiled. He does take thyroid medicine. He has a hypothyroid, and he takes a levothyroxine daily. It's 0.8, I think it is, twice a day. And other than that, he's very healthy. All of my dogs are raw fed and have been since they were babies. I would prefer that they go to a raw fed home or someone willing to do raw feeding. Of course, I guess what I need most is for them to have the most loving home possible. If that's in a raw fed home, that would be just wonderful. I'm also a vaccine minimalist. I'm not against it. I'm just against over-vaxxing. So all three of these guys, they've all had their basic puppy shots, and they have had rabies. Nothing else. I don't believe in over-vaccinating them, and they are very healthy, other than their hypothyroid that Indy has, and Hunter does too. But I'll tell you about him next. But so anyway, so it would be my desire, and I know it may not be possible. I know that. But if they could go to a home together, all three of them together, I know how hard that would be. I do. But I think Emmi, she would be perfectly fine going by herself, I think. But Indy and Hunter are very bonded. They all are, but Emmi is the most obnoxious. I say obnoxious. She's a sweetie. But I think she would be perfectly happy to be the only dog. But Indy, I think he would miss his brother and sister. So he really, really, I would hope, could go with one of them, or at the best case scenario, both of them. I know I'm asking like for a miracle, for all three of them to go together to a raw fed home and a vax minimalist believing mom. But that would be my perfect scenario. But most of all, what I want is for them to be truly loved. And I don't mean put outside on a chain, or they're not outside dogs. They can't go and be an outside dog. So, I guess anyway, I was telling you about Indy. He's such a big lug. He's lovable. He's just the most kind-hearted soul. And he is a mix of Lab, Husky, Shepherd, and Mastiff. I don't know the percentage of each, but he looks mostly Lab. He looks like you can see some of the Husky and stuff in him. So they get, and right now I currently feed them twice a day. It's just, I don't feed them twice as much. I just take their daily allotment of food and I cut it in half, and a little bit different. They get about 60% in the morning and 40% in the afternoon. They have all been to obedience classes, Obedience 1, Obedience 2. They have been to some other fun classes. I have done some home training with them. All three, Indy and Emmi, they have all three been e-collar trained, although Hunter didn't take to it very well. Emmi and Indy are, although I don't usually use the e-collars, only when we travel, and that's only for, emergency safety purposes. Otherwise, they do pretty good without them. So, okay. Anyway, I'm getting off track here. I think that's all for Indy. Oh, Indy, he does have allergies. Like, I don't know if it's seasonal or if it's yeasty, but I get these natural supplements from a place called Four Leaf Rover. And I give that to him, and that has really, really helped him. I used to give him Apoquel and that Cytopoint shot, but after reading about that and finding out the terrible side effects from some of that stuff, I just discontinued that. I won't give that to him ever again. But I use the Four Leaf Rover products for yeast and allergies, and that seems to alleviate Indy's itchiness. Okay, I think that's all for Indy. I'm pretty sure I think that's all. Yeah, he has pretty good recall now. Okay, on to Hunter Puppy. Hunter, he is 7 right now. He's 7.5. He'll be 8 years old in April. And he is the most kindest, gentlest, sweetest dog in the whole planet. He is such a good boy. And he also takes the levothyroxine twice a day, 0.8, I think it is, 8, yeah. And that's the only thing that he takes. They rarely have to go to the vet for anything. What else about Hunter? He's so loyal and so dedicated. They all love to swim. They all love going for walks. And hasn't been a snuggler, although I think he would have been, but him and Indy kind of had a little bit of a rivalry going on when they were young, so I don't know. But I initially got Hunter for my mom. She wanted another dog, another puppy, and she was dying from cancer when I got Hunter for her. He's named after her. Her name was Winnie, and his official AKC name is Hickory Creek Winnie's Joy. And he was with her for the 3 weeks until she passed away after we got him. And he's been my sweet, special boy ever since. He's very, very special to me. And then that brings us to little Emmi girl. I call her my hurricane on a jet ski. She's something else. She's a very loving dog. She's very loving. She's very loyal. But she has a little ornery streak in her like you wouldn't believe. She's a counter surfer. And I mean counter surfer, I mean as in if you don't get it out of the way where she can't reach it, she's going to take it off the stove, off the counter. And I have tried many, many things to get her to stop doing that. The only thing that keeps her from jumping on me when it's food time or counter surfing is I'll put her e-collar on her. I don't even have to turn it on. I just put it on, and then she'll stop doing it. Otherwise, good luck with any other method, because believe me, I have had her to trainers. I have looked up online. I have had suggestions from people in the Chessie groups. She's just a very hard-headed little stinker, but she is so loving. And none of them have hunted, but I do think that Emmi might, if someone really, if knew how to train her the right way, in a good way, I think she might, but she never has. And she doesn't take any medications. She's perfectly healthy. I don't know what else to say other than they're my babies. And if you want to know any more about these guys, you could go to my YouTube channel, which is called Chessiesadventures. And you can see different videos and shorts that I have made over the years of them. So I tried to give you an idea of you know, a little bit into the personality of each one of these guys. Why am I making this video? Because, you know, the Lord's going to call us all home one of these days. And we never know when that day is going to be. I'm 66 years old now. And I know that's not old. But I've had a few friends leave this world unexpectedly. One was my age 2 months ago. She just passed away at her home. And another one was just a month or so ago, and she just died unexpectedly. And what I mean is we never know what's going to happen. I want to make sure none of my babies end up in a shelter. I love them more than life itself. And I hope that whoever's watching this, I hope if you're the person that's going to care for them and take them, if you love them even half as much as I do, then they're going to be some lucky puppies. Yeah. Oh, and Hunter Puppy, all of them, but Hunter Puppy, every morning when we get up, he heads right to the treaty machine. That's the dehydrator in my front room, where I usually have some dehydrated chicken livers or beef liver or chicken strips or something. And so he gets so excited, as well as Emmi and Hunter, or Emmi and Indy do too, but Hunter, he hunches up his little back and he's prancing around, and he's like, I said, what do you want, baby? He's like, Mommy, I want a Treato. He knows where they are. He runs right in there and puts his nose up on the little front door of the dehydrator. I guess that's all. Hopefully, no one will ever have to see this video. I pray to God all the time that He lets me outlive them. But if you're seeing it and you are taking care of them or adopting one or all of my babies, I thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I thank you. They will love you just as they loved me. Thanks for watching.